In this video, I'll talk about 5 simple strategies successful people follow in their career in order to consistently succeed and progress, where most people just have one success or two and then just stop following up after their initial successes. If you want to follow more of these kind of videos in the future, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. That helps me continue to grow as I try to reach more people like yourselves who can be benefited with my video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Salman. I'm a tech product and innovation expert based out of Bangkok, and I'm currently in the middle of reinventing my life. In this channel, I talk about personal transformation, whether you're a university student or a young professional, and how you can accelerate your life for a better future. As always, I'm going to put the timestamp in the description below, so feel free to jump into whichever the parts of the video you want to go first, or come back in the future for a research or reference. With that, let's get started. So the first strategy that successful people follow is that they have a clear distinction between the purpose of their career and what exactly is the job to be done for the role that they're currently in. Let me help deconstruct it for you so you better understand why both of them are extremely important for you to strategize in order to be successful in life. When you are focusing on your job to be done, which is in your current role, that's clearly related to the person you're reporting to, the company you're working at, and also the KPI of that particular company. So your sole responsibility is to make sure that you deliver on that in order to be very successful in that particular role. But when you invest more than 1/3 of the day in any corporations or any organization for a period of few years, it's not only actually about your contribution or investment of that time for that particular role. You're actually adding a value to your whole career. And that's why the career purpose is extremely important. When you get a job or you get into a role, you're not just pursuing what the role is asking you to do. Rather, you're actually pursuing a bigger umbrella, which is what exactly is the very reason you enrolled yourself in this career. And that's why you need to differentiate how you have a set of activities and strategies and plans clearly well articulated for yourself that you can follow throughout that journey of that particular role that can fulfill your career purpose. For example, if I'm someone who is looking to learn a particular skill or looking to get certain exposures in the current role as part of my career strategy, I'll make sure in order to do whatever I'm supposed to do as part of my job, I will constantly be looking out for those opportunities that will help serve my career purpose. And those two combined can make a killer strategy for yourself to be not only getting what the job teaches you, but also get much more than that because you have an open eye and looking for those kind of opportunities. So first thing first, get very clear statement as to what exactly is your purpose of your career and how that purpose will be also having a direct impact into what you'll be doing in the role that you're currently in. The second strategy that I found to be very, very critical, and which is more of a skill, but I put this as part of my strategy, is because it's a lifelong journey for me. Even for me, I made sure that learning to be able to communicate better in a more efficient manner, in a more effective manner, is my lifelong goal. I still am pretty much struggling oftentimes to really learn to be a great communicator, but I make sure that this is part of my strategy as opposed to just something that I accidentally happen to have. In some cases, and in most of the cases, I do not perform. So what I'm trying to communicate here is that you need to recognize that you need to be a great communicator, whether you are from an engineering background or a non-engineering background, whether you are working in an organization that does not necessarily do communications on a daily basis. Even after that, you must be able to have a very strong communication skill. It doesn't matter whether you're communicating in your own language or in a second language, you need to be good at well articulating what you have to say. One of the common things we see in any corporate environment among a big chaos or full of people all having their own opinions is that not having the right communication skills often sort of damages your ability to be part of a conversation. It is sort of marginalizes you because you just haven't done the right intervention because of your lack of narration or the articulation of the point that you want to share. So please make sure that you make it as part of a strategy instead of just a skill set that you need to be learning for yourself in order to be succeeding in your career. But if you're also interested to learn more about some of the skill sets that I find to be extremely critical for you to learn this year onwards, check out this video where I talk about the 15 critical skill sets that are very important for you to master this year on so that you can become much more successful, not just in your professional career, but also in your personal life. next strategy that makes a significant difference to how you will be operating yourself in an environment, whether it's professional or personal, can tell whether you'll be continue to succeed or not. The difference between a successful person in their entire career versus a person who has one or two successes is that winners never stop working. The person who usually succeed in one thing and start celebrating for the next 2-3 months and forget that they have to actually keep on consistently building up on top of that success are the ones who keep failing. So the goal here is that you have to make sure that you take and you celebrate success for sure, but you take all the learning from the success. If not, the focus should be taking the energy and the motivation from that success and start building on your next success stories. I remember every time I've achieved something in my life, in my career, people would just ask me to go take a break or to just chill for the next 3 months, 4 months, because I can just simply cash on that one success for the next few months. But what they forget is that in order for me to just simply be successful in the future self, I need to start planting the seed right now. So the day I would succeed, the next day I would celebrate, and the day after I will be back to work, full swing, if not 200%, to make sure that I'm working towards my next success stories. So always remember, winners never stop working, and hence they're consistently successful, as opposed to be a success event just that happens once or twice in their whole career. The fourth strategy is probably one of the most underrated idea in a professional career that people just forget. People just don't even recognize that this is something they need to do in order to be successful in their life. In my definition or in my lifelong learning, one thing that I'm very sure about is that you are not successful for what you only do for yourself or do by yourself. It's actually not just the people around you, but also the different types of mentoring and coaching that you get in that process of executing a successful project or a business. So the strategy here is that to make sure at any given time, at least have 2 mentors in your life. It'll be great to have one mentor from work and one mentor from completely outside of work. These 2 people will be always there for you, and you have to have a consistent relationship with them at a given time that you'll be able to reach out and bounce back, use them as a sounding board, and sometimes get directions when we are getting stuck. What happens is that we are so much into executing often that we forget that sometimes it's very important to do a sort of a check and balance. Sometimes it is good to bounce back your ideas or your thinking process with someone who actually will be able to give you a complete different perspective that might be extremely valuating that you haven't considered yet. So as far as my life is concerned, I've always had 5 mentors at any given time in my life. And I picked each one of those 5 people for different type of backgrounds so that my life is much more resourceful, much more significantly sort of impactful in terms of the conversations that I would have with my mentors and the kind of specific ideas and sort of interpretation that they will be able to give me when I'll be getting into those mentoring sessions. So strategy number 4, in order to be successful in your career, is to have 2 mentors at least at any given time, and make sure you have a healthy routine conversation with your mentors at any given time so that you can continue to build on top of what you already know is a great way to be successful. If you want to do a quick exercise for yourself to know more about who you are and how you operate, not just by your own understanding, but also what other people think of you, you might want to try this exercise that I've done in this video where I talk about Johari window, which is a nice framework to be more self-aware and to also identify your blind spots. So try this out as you're preparing to find your mentor, which will be helping you to also focus on improving on your weaknesses and build on top of your already existing strengths. And the last strategy that I think is extremely important in order to be successful in life, in my opinion, maybe without this you probably wouldn't be successful consistently for the whole career of yourself, is by not being a giver. So if you want to be successful in life, make sure that you be yourself as a giver. Adam Grant, amazing writer and behavioral psychologist, talks about in his book Give and Take about this principle of these 3 types of people at work. So there's givers, there's matchers, and then there's takers. And what happens is that those who are takers are always asking things from you, but never willing to give anything in return to you. And these are the people who actually don't care whether you win or lose, whether you get anything out of any conversation. They're only looking for their own selfish interests, and those are takers. And then the second set of people who are called the matchers. So these people are a bit more sort of measured, as they call themselves. They are sometimes being a taker and a giver at the same time. So they're just trying to always match what they get from you and then also giving you in the same way in return. These people are also someone who is very transactional. So they're not necessarily always, having that giving mindset. They're very much measuring each and every single thing they do. And these are the people who are also not necessarily the best part of the type of the people you would like to follow. And the last type of group of people are called the givers. And these type of people are the ones who will selflessly give you things whenever there's an opportunity without asking anything in return. They never expect anything from you because they know that by giving, they create an act of kindness and they create an act of a future potential sort of a karma that can actually go in their way. I always feel this in my life that if you do good to people, things come your way back as well. So always make sure that you be the giver instead of the taker and the matchers, who actually eventually are not necessarily the most successful people in the world. And even if they are sometimes successful on the outside, you will see they suffer the most in their life than those who are actually real givers. So strategy number 5, in order to be successful consistently in your life, is to become a giver yourself. And that is my 5 simple steps that you can follow in order to be successful in life, not just 1 or 2 times by accident or by just simple hard work, but make it more consistent for the rest of your life. There are just so many ways you can make yourself much more resourceful to contributing to the work that you do, but it's just that you need to have a clear strategy which helps you and enables you to continue to perform in doing so. I really hope you found this video useful and you'll be able to also use it in your life. Let me know in the comment section below if these are the kind of videos that you like. Also, feel free to follow me on my social media, where I also share bits and pieces about whatever the interesting insights that I often gather from my day-to-day life. With that, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, if you like this video, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing so. And if you also would like to see similar videos like this one, there's already some on my channel, so please feel free to go down into my channel and check out some of the videos that might be very relevant to your need right now, or the ones that you might be facing in the coming future. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.